Warning, the following is entirely satirical and should not be taken as truth or fact. Styles Rebel Radio and the Rebel Podcast do not own any copyrighted material that may be included in this broadcast. Viewer discretion is advised.
You pay your taxes, you might kill someone.
Suspend the show right now.
You're gonna zipline directly into the harpoon?
Yeah.
What do you know about planes?
I know a lot about planes.
Buckle in, dude. It's gonna suck.
Put your hand on the screen.
How did they find out? Who was the one?
This show has gotten infinitely more gay.
The mystical land of New Jersey.
I don't understand how the laws in this country work anymore. Welcome back to the Rebel Radio Show, live, uncut, and uncensored on WSRR Radio. To my right, Shani.
Hey, everyone.
On the board is Jules.
Howdy.
I
saw the sign.
It opened up my eyes, I saw the sun.
Yeah.
I'm Radio's Rebel EJ Style, and I was trying to put back this album from Hellbender Vinyl. Because we were looking at all the cool different colors and vinyl pressings that they do. They're out of Pittsburgh, PA. They're one of America's most trusted vinyl record pressing plants. So if you want to make your next album something special, go to hellbendervinyl.com today to get started. They're hellbent on quality, hellbent on service, hellbendervinyl.com. And don't forget, with every purchase, you do get 5 free test presses to make sure they're exactly to your liking. Once again, that's hellbendervinyl.com, proud supporter of WSRR and local and independent radio.
Hell yeah.
Not a supporter of the human robot race.
Oh.
As in physical, like leg race, not like
It's probably good, though.
skin color.
Probably a good thing.
But it's happening.
I think I support the human robot race.
This is in China or Japan?
China.
China's having the first robot human marathon, right? So it's not a race.
I like it.
Half marathon.
Oh.
So,
because the robots are going to get tired?
Yeah. In a world first event, China is set to host a half marathon where humanoid robots will compete alongside human runners. Scheduled for April, the 13-mile race will take place in Beijing's Economic Technological Development Area, also known as E-Town, in the city's Daxing.
I don't know about
district.
E-Town, but I've been to Etah.
Yeah. Shout out Etah.
Shout out Minecraft servers.
According to local media, dozens of humanoid robots will hit the pavement going head-to-head with around 1,200 human participants. The race is expected to showcase the advancements in robotics and artificial intelligence while pushing the boundaries of machine mobility.
I don't like it, but I'd like it.
I think it'd be fun to watch.
The robots are going to win, right?
I don't know,
I don't
man.
think so.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
That seems
I don't think
like the
these are-
robot. If it's a half marathon, humans might have a chance.
I've seen some fast runners.
That's what I'm saying.
But it's a robot.
And I've seen some slow robots.
We have to get our
Think
best
about
and
the-
brightest.
Boston Dynamic dogs.
But that's what I'm
those
thinking.
Fuckers are fast.
These aren't, to my knowledge, these aren't like robots designed to run. These are just robots that can run.
Here. So the competition isn't open to just any machine. According to E-Town,
Should be. I put my
not.
fucking Roomba in there.
it's
Microwave.
not.
Yeah.
It's not. Come on, Rocky.
The open invitational. The machine. Now that's a sport I'd watch.
According to E-Town officials, robots must resemble humans and feature a mechanical structure that enables them to walk or run. No wheels allowed. Each competing bot must be between 0.5 meters and 2 meters tall, with a minimum leg extension of 0.45 meters from the hip to joint and sole to foot, or from the hip of the joint to the sole of the foot.
So it's got to look humanoid.
It's got to look
It's got to
humanoid.
run on 2 legs.
Ooh, this is interesting. Both remote-controlled and fully autonomous robots will be allowed to race, offering a glimpse into how different AI-driven movement technologies compare. To keep things fair, operators will be permitted to swap out batteries during the race, ensuring endurance isn't just about who has the biggest power pack.
No.
So that's an interesting caveat, too.
No, don't like that. Don't like the remote control option.
I kind of do.
Don't like the being able to swap out your battery pack. Make it built to last. Make it
Dude,
Ford tough.
The battery pack is like pit stop. If you want to use one of the AI ones, you can, but it might have to take a pit stop.
But if that's the case, and I'm in this marathon as a person, not as a robot this time, if I'm in as a person, I better be able to stop and tag out.
If I am running and I see if I'm running in the
It's
race,
like a
right?
water stand for a human.
Pretty much. But I think they're going to be, I feel like there's full stopping. You have to change the battery and then they like hit a button and they start going.
What
again.
if it's like when you're in a relay and track and you have to
Gotta
like
hand
run
him the
and
stick.
the-
Stick.
They just do it while they're running, like a
Yeah.
quick little.
Swap batteries.
Swap the
Swap
real
batteries
quick.
and that.
That'd kind of be cool.
I don't
How fast can you do it? It's like, again, it's like a pit stop. I would donkey kick it. If I'm running, I
cheat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
trip it.
donkey kick the fuck out of that
See
thing.
if it can get
Throw
up.
some stuff in front of it.
Yeah, keep running.
Yeah, I like that.
I like that too.
I think
would
the
do
humans
that.
are winning this.
Me too. Humans are gonna cheat.
I don't
I
think
hope
we're there
so.
yet.
Viva la raza. We lie, we cheat, we steal.
But I think, here's what I think. I think they should do this annually.
Mm.
And instead of having humans and robots race, it should be a robot invitational.
Mm.
And you can have anyone, any robot join, as long as it's running on 2 legs and on wheels. It's got to meet the specifications.
Mm-hmm.
And people can design their own robots. So you have like the Tesla bot versus the Amazon one
Sure.
versus this, the
Right.
Boston Dynamics robots.
I like
you have
that.
them all race. And the winner gets to compete in a human marathon.
Oh,
That'd be cool.
they're like the losers bracket.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
That's Bush
Interesting.
League
Yeah.
right there. That's what that is.
Interesting. This just seems like it's one of those things where it's like, oh, it's dystopian, but like it's also kind of funny. Like we're at the point where it's like, all right, fuck it, let's just have a robot race. Fuck it, humans can be in it too.
I think this is the greatest thing we've talked about in terms of robots.
I agree.
Yeah, it's funny. I want to watch it.
All the other ones are like making robots that can live in your home and
Yeah,
fucking
right.
program to kill you.
It's just like robot racing. Who can win? Who's the fastest?
Program robot to run fast. Pretty good.
It's a lot of money to waste just to have this robot run a half marathon. You built an entire robot just for this?
I mean, I think it literally is like kind of like it sounds dumb to say, but I feel like it's an endurance test of the robot to like push its capabilities. You know, it's like bug testing or
Oh.
something like that.
It's like the
When they test out the new bugs when they come out.
robot.
Yeah, test see if there are bugs. See how the bugs
When they
do.
make the new centipedes,
Yeah,
they
when-
test them,
make
make
the
sure
new
all their legs
ants.
work.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
like the bot fighting. People
It is,
make,
yeah.
People make
Yeah.
those simply just to destroy
Yeah,
other
that's true.
bots.
That's true.
Here's my new proposition on
Mhm.
sports. Robot fighting, but not the little robots with wheels and like you said, they have to be humanoid.
Humanoid robot fighting.
Yeah.
I like that.
And just fists.
What about
They fight each
No
other.
no weapons, just
What about what
punching
if that's football's gimmick?
robots.
Robot football.
I like
You
that.
just program them all to like watch recordings of a different position, and then they memorize how that position, and then the routes they run each during like each huddle. They pick a different, like the coach or whatever picks a different play, as if it's like Madden or something like
Yeah.
that, and then they run that play. They just automated run that play.
Okay, here's a question for you. Because like you said, you can play against the computer in Madden, right? And it's essentially just reading the code that's on the screen to run plays.
Right.
Do you think that we will get to a place where we're going to have robots playing football in place of humans? And I'm not saying humans versus robots. I'm saying completely.
Yeah, you're not saying like a gimmicky thing. You're
Yeah,
saying,
no, I'm
like,
saying will the NFL get to
that's
the
the
point
standard.
in 200 years where it's no longer players on the field? You're rooting for the Philadelphia Eagles and everyone on that team is a robot. And that
they
way
all
there's
have an eagle head or
well, no,
something.
that way there's no injury.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're saving money because they don't have to pay for contracts. They're just building and assembling robots.
I think that's super dystopian and like seems far in the future, but also
It very well could happen.
in this day and age, I'm saying anything's pot. Like I'm like, sure, give
Give
it
it-
50 years,
Listen.
maybe even fuck 200, could be 50.
This might be shady to say. But we talk about all these different jobs that AI is coming after.
sports.
Let them take football.
Yeah, bro.
Let them. These people don't need millions of fucking dollars to sit on the
Well,
bench and get traded to teams.
It's an
Let the fucking robots take that job. Put Miles Garrett back flipping burgers.
it's interesting to think that like
Miles Garrett plays football, right?
yeah,
Okay.
it is interesting to think that a lot of sports came up from like the roaring 20s and
Yeah.
the economic boom and people having more time to do leisure things, and now we're in an it feels like we're in an era where maybe that's not the
Yeah.
normal people maybe don't have as much time to indulge in going to a football game or a basketball game or something like that. So maybe it is time to like stop paying athletes millions of dollars
Yeah.
to essentially be propped up celebrities that only rich people care about, when you could make it theoretically it would be less entertaining, obviously, and like there's that whole argument, but it would still be like a watered down form and probably a cheaper form
You're
of
talking with
entertainment.
robots?
Yeah, like football
I
with
think it
robots.
would be
Basketball.
more
I think it'd be more
entertaining.
entertaining.
Maybe. I feel
don't-
like it wouldn't be as fast paced.
Here's the thing. I think they develop them like fast enough to play.
Probably
We'll
over
figure
the
it out
year-
after the half
over the
marathon.
years,
Yeah.
it'll probably get faster.
Second season, we're getting faster.
Second season.
First season's a little slow.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm thinking, like, I watch a big play on the field and someone gets hurt. Someone
Mhm.
breaks a leg.
Mm-hmm.
I feel bad. I don't want to watch that. I don't want to watch the guy break a leg on the field. That
yeah,
sucks.
right.
If I watch a robot take off another robot's leg from a big hit, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, you're like, oh, holy shit,
Yeah.
that's cool. Yeah.
B183 just lost a fucking
Right.
flux capacitor on the field, dude. Hell yeah.
Hell fucking
I'm so
yeah.
into that.
Highlight of the night. Yeah.
Do you feel bad when wrestlers get hurt?
Yes.
Yeah, 100%. Think about like
Yeah, dude.
JD McDonough.
Yeah.
I felt bad
That
for him.
sucks.
That was a cool spot.
Sid
Felt bad
breaking
for
his
him.
fucking leg?
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Feel
I
bad.
just keep thinking about Shane McMahon and his quad.
The
Think about-
McMahons don't count.
I think about Vince McMahon and his quads.
Yeah.
The Rumble.
Rip.
Yeah. But yeah, I agree. I think that's a good sentiment too. And it is very, like I said before, it's very dystopian to say that, but maybe it's true.
I would rather watch a robot take every single job of everyone on the NFL than I would AI take over Burger King.
There was, I'm going to butcher the exact quote. and
So
I'm not-
don't anyone ever fucking come at me for being uber capitalist ever again for saying that, by the way.
I came across a quote, and I think it kind of has to do with what we're talking about now, I'm probably going to butcher it, but it was something to the effect of, I wanted AI to do my chores and homework so that I had more time to do art and study, or to do art and music, and now AI does art and music, so I have more time to do my chores and homework.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's kind of how it feels. Like, it seems like, talk about fucking 1%ers and shit like that, but it seems like they're the ones that are getting the cool AI, and we get
That
like
reminds
a
me.
chat bot, you know?
Yeah.
Like ChatGPT is like the peak of AI for the public right now. You know?
It's funny you brought that quote up because it reminds me of a quote that was not all, what was it? All poo poo time is pee pee time, but not all pee pee time is poo poo time.
That's valid. That's
In,
very
like,
valid.
It's kind of what we're talking about right here.
Yeah,
dude.
no, it has. No, you're exactly right. It has
This
to do
is-
with the robots.
This
and
is
the-
all poo poo time.
This is big poo poo time. We're in the.
And we're just pee peeing.
We're in
The robots are poo pooing and we're pee peeing, dude.
Yeah, yeah. We pulled up to the piss store.
Looking for poop.
Yeah. We pulled up to the poop store.
We're looking
pissed
for
out.
piss, yeah.
Damn.
It's not a place you want to be in.
Yeah, I'm down for robots in sports. I think that it sounds scary, but maybe it's one of the better uses of
Yeah.
like robot humanoid things.
And to your point earlier, I know this isn't really robot related, but we're in a lot of sports development that roaring 20s mindset of
I'm
we have
robot
a-
related.
it's true. You are half bionic
Yeah.
after
yeah,
all.
Yeah.
Well, I won't talk about the surgery yet.
Thanks.
Not so you're healed at
yeah.
least.
Yeah.
But you talked about the fact that a lot of sports derive from the roaring 20s because people finally had money and nothing to do. So
Yeah.
we found things to do.
Leisure time.
Yeah.
Right.
Now it's, like you said, kind of the opposite, where no one has money and no one has time to do this.
Right.
So I think all these different sports, I know basketball is talking about right now. NFL did it back in the early 2000s. They're talking about expanding. They're talking about expansion teams and adding
Yeah.
more teams to more cities.
Yeah.
No. Let's start cutting teams.
Oh.
Let's start if you do poorly this season,
You're gone.
there's a chance we just don't
Yeah.
let you back in next year.
Wow. Only 10 NBA teams.
Yeah. Yeah.
Best and brightest.
I would start watching.
Yeah, that'd be
That'd be
great.
interesting.
If the Browns can't even fucking compete for Super Bowl contention next year
Yeah,
because they're so
right,
bad,
Right.
they're not recognized by the NFL,
That'd be wild.
that'd be great.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where you have to like fight in the G League to make your spot
Yeah.
back in the NFL.
You got to go to the USFL
Right.
and play.
Right. That'd be really, really cool. That would
Maybe you'd get me to watch.
right. That would be like, I think anything that adds
Stakes.
a human element or like stakes or ego or something like that is like, oh, this is like, I think about fighting and Conor McGregor. Like people who
You
didn't
think about fighting Conor McGregor?
all the time. I hate that Irish
Listen,
fuck.
dude, I'll
No.
back you.
No,
Put
but
some
like
money on you.
people who didn't even like
Lose.
who didn't even like Connor or who didn't even like fighting were
Yeah.
watching those
Yeah.
because he was an entertaining person and he would shit talk his opponent and people were like, "Oh, that's crazy. That's so what?" You know? And I think that is kind of the aspect that these other boring sports need, you know?
That's what I'm saying. If you can't, and I'm talking not team, I'm talking individual players, everyone on that team, if they are not entertaining, they don't deserve the paycheck.
What's the storyline with you?
Yeah, well, I need a storyline for every player.
Right.
And right now, Travis Kelce is the only one that has one.
True.
And he's the heel.
He is the heel.
He's the heel, unfortunately.
We need a top baby face.
We do.
Patrick Mahomes is a heel.
Yeah, what the fuck?
There's no fucking faces in football, buddy.
Hey, the heels lost though. That's
Gronk
good.
I
was a
think they were
face.
both heels. I'd
might
call the
be
Eagles a tweener at most.
You might be right.
Gronk was a face.
Gronk was not a fucking face.
I think
He
Gronk
played
was
for the
a face.
Patriots. He was not a face.
Gronk just seemed like he had a lot of brain damage.
Yeah, I just didn't like Gronk at all.
He smashed that Lego thing
Steve
at New
Harvey?
Year's. That was
Yeah.
crazy. I love her. I changed my mind. I love Gronk.
He jumped off the balcony at WrestleMania.
Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah.
I love Gronk actually.
I kind of fucking hate Gronk. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Robots versus Gronk. See, okay, robot boxing.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's just that one movie, Real Steel. 216-859-8699 if you've seen Real Steel. I haven't.
Hi, this is Melissa,
Hey, it's Matt.
coming at you from Synergy Music Studio.
We are a recording and production studio located on the south side near Chicago.
Check us out online at synergymusicstudio.com. We offer recording, mixing, and mastering.
And follow us on Instagram at Synergy Music Studio. Rock hard.
This is Preston Harden, creator of True Vault Escapades, a show combining my love for the Fallout games and old-time radio of days gone by. If you're looking for a classic detective show set in the retro-futuristic post-apocalyptic wasteland, this is definitely for you. You can find us on any podcatcher like Apple or Spotify, and hear it exclusively here on WSRR Radio every weeknight at 10 p.m. Tune in today and prepare for the future.
If LimeWire taught us anything, your digital music is free and open to piracy, and even manipulation when it comes to digital distribution. So why settle for a bunch of ones and zeros floating around on the internet? Make your release something special with Hellbender Vinyl. Hellbender is one of America's most trusted custom vinyl record pressing plants and works with local artists to get their next release pressed exactly to their liking. So check out Pittsburgh's first and only custom vinyl pressing plant today by visiting hellbendervinyl.com to get started. And don't forget, all customers at Hellbender Vinyl get 5 free test presses at no additional charge. Hellbent on quality, hellbent on service, hellbendervinyl.com.
Are you ready, kids? It's me, distinctively non-copyright unspecified Sponge Man, and you're listening to the Rebel Radio Show on WSRR. Make the switch.
Really getting those kicks out. Get them all out.
Yeah.
You do that to babies when they have to fart.
You kick him?
You kick them hard.
How's your babysitting business been, by the way?
Booming. You know why? Because I bring the boom.
He's a Sam's Club guy.
Yeah.
Kicks babies. They do.
So,
No. No, not yet. Not yet.
You read any books?
No. Hey, you hang on to that segue. Take it right now in your hand. Take that segue. Yep. Put it in your pocket. Because before we get there,
whoa, it's
Hey,
in
now.
my pocket.
The babies, the ones you've been kicking.
Yeah, I guess.
We gotta go to genericlothes.com first, dumbass.
Oh,
What do you-
www.genericlothes.com.
What was that first part?
www.
There's one too many W's in that sentence.
www.
www.genericlothes.com.
Okay.
Because no one cares about the details. Get to the point with shirts that say things like political statement, sport team, event participant, music band, and more with genericclothes.com. Have a laugh at the big brand clothing company's expense. Get to the point, and you can go to WSRRradio.com and get to genericclothes.com through the link at the bottom. They're a proud supporter of the local and independent music scene and WSRR Radio. So thank you to genericclothes.com for supporting WSRR. And thank you to the Authors Guild.
Can I
for
get this segue out
telling
of my
me
pocket?
this? Oh, yeah, sorry.
It's
I was
been
getting
hitting
into the
all of-
segue.
It's
Go
been
back.
hitting all of the babies that are in there.
Yeah, hang on. Let me backpedal because I kind of So thank you to GenericClothes.com. So thank you to GenericClothes.com for sponsoring WSR Radio. And Shane,
I have a Segway in my pocket.
Is that a Segway in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?
I'm so sad. It's been terrible. There is a Segway in my pocket. And it has to do with... So you guys read any books lately?
Yes.
Oh.
It's a book by Tim Allen called Am I Even Here?
Did it have the human authored stamp of approval on it?
No, but it has the tool man on it holding an orb.
So it's the Bible. That's the Bible.
Well,
they call that the Bible.
To each their own. But to that I'd say
books written by
Amen.
humans are getting their own certification. It's like a little sticker stamp that says...
It's like a New York Times bestseller stamp.
Pretty much, yeah.
Except you don't have to do anything to qualify for it, except write a book.
You have to be a human. Can't be a robot.
Are they going to put stickers saying may have been written by AI on the other ones?
They do,
No.
I think.
I don't know. I have no idea. I think that this is just... Because it's not something that... So the Authors Guild is supplying these stickers to any author who wants to apply them to their book.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's not even something that is like mandatory. It's just something that the Authors Guild is like, hey, if you guys want this, you can have it. Which I think is kind of even like, obviously you want it to be on every book written by a human, but that seems a little impractical and hard to do.
That's fair.
Nowadays. But maybe just giving the option to every author is probably the best way to do it. But it's one of those weird, like, oh, okay, we're doing this now.
We have to have this now.
Yeah, we have to have this now.
I'm really upset because they thought my next step already. My next thought was, well, can anyone get these?
Mm-hmm.
Do I really have to have written a book to
Mhm.
get these stickers?
Sure,
You
sure.
do. You do. They have to approve your book and make sure it was actually written by a human.
Do they use AI to confirm that it was written by a human?
Yeah, do they have to wait? Do you have to wait for them to read your entire book and be like, yeah, that was probably a human?
Well, and I wonder, like, if it's your first book that you've submitted or ever written, so they don't have anything to go off of like how you write, like your writing style. How do they gauge it? You know, how do they test it then?
Imagine being told that you didn't write the book.
Yeah.
Well,
Like, this is probably AI.
I promise I did.
Well, because they do that
On a
with,
typewriter.
in college. They do that with essays now.
Yeah,
college.
that is a big problem in colleges and high schools and colleges, where teachers and professors will be like, this was written by AI, and the students are like, no, like I genuinely wrote this and I don't know how to defend myself.
With AI.
Yeah, against AI. Genuinely.
No, you asked AI, did I write this?
Oh, no, the teachers do, and the AI
Yeah,
says
the teachers.
yes.
Oh.
They use AI to scan for AI now.
And
See.
they get a lot of false positives, and so then they like punish the students.
So how do you correct that?
It's something that a lot of like college students are dealing with nowadays. Is like, I'm getting fucked over on these papers that I'm writing because AI is telling my teacher that AI wrote this when I did, and I can't prove it to him.
Well, at least with Google Docs, you can go by second in the settings with what you've edited. So if they use Google Docs, then they should be able to back up their work.
Right.
You have to now stream when you do your homework.
Literally.
Yeah, record
Straight
yourself
up,
doing it.
Straight up.
Body cams.
Yeah.
Body cam you writing out your homework.
It is. It does.
That's what they should call it, Body Cam U.
Well,
for
hang on.
universities.
Well, hang on, because if you're writing a paper in college, you have to be citing your sources.
Sure.
So
AI can cite their sources.
can they?
Yeah.
100%.
Do they need to, though? Because AI is just an
If you
amalgamation.
If you tell
it
AI to cite its sources, it will.
If an AI writes my whole paper and then
Yeah.
I realize afterwards that the sources aren't cited, I can be like, hey, cite this really quick.
Yeah.
Like, give me all my citations, and then it will at the bottom. Like, give me all my citations at the bottom of this, and it
Interesting.
will. Or in this format, and it will. Because it's AI.
So
Does
if it can do
shit.
that, it can play football.
Pretty much.
Absolutely.
I will say, just speaking on AI,
Yeah.
I have started using ChatGPT a lot more.
To write your essays?
To write my essays.
Okay.
Not all the time, but there have been times where I'm like, oh, I need to Google this. And I'm like, wait, ChatGPT might give me a better answer.
How's it been working?
Pretty well, actually.
Yeah?
I used it to get directions to go see Raw. and it gave me like the best possible routes, which one was the cheapest, and I asked it specific questions of like, well, I don't want to do this and I want to do this. And it said, oh, okay, do this. Like this is where you can go. So it was genuinely more helpful in my opinion than Google. And it like gave me, I could click the link and it would take me directly to my Maps app to like where I needed to go.
Really?
That's interesting.
Yeah. So like, I think in my opinion, something like that specifically was more helpful than Google, but I don't know if am going to use something like ChatGPT all the time.
I use it sometimes to rewrite emails.
I contemplate setting my voice assist as ChatGPT because I don't use voice assist on my phone at all. Like, well, I have an Android, so it's not Siri, but it's Google Voice, which I have a bunch of Google Homes, but I don't use it on my phone ever.
Theirs is
I feel like I
Gemini.
might.
Google Gemini is their like
right.
AI.
Yeah. I feel like I might set mine to ChatGPT though, because like it'll actually, how Siri or a Gemini will only give you some things in verbal form. The others will just refer you to articles.
Yeah.
Because it's ChatGPT, it's going to give you an answer and it reads you the answer too.
Yeah, right.
So I thought about using ChatGPT for that.
Right. Yeah, I use Gemini specifically for sometimes I will have it like refresh and edit my emails for work. And I have realized recently that I don't think I like the AI enhancement on my emails more than I like what I'm writing. Like I have done the thing because it's just you hit Alt-H and it copy and pastes your whole thing and then it rewrites it in how it would write it, how the AI would write it. And like you can look at it and compare it to yours. And when I first found out about it, I was using it a lot. And now I'm kind of starting to get to the point where I'm like, wait a minute, these don't sound human. Like this doesn't sound like it's displaying the information to the customer that I want to display it, but it isn't.
Try ChatGPT because it does.
How often do you think you can differentiate between human and AI if you're just reading an article online? Because that's the whole point of the sticker, right? Is people were having trouble determining if a book was written by a human, right? And if you're writing a book, you should be linguistically more skilled in terms of getting your point across,
right?
Like an AI would, right?
Well, yeah. It's so weird. We're definitely getting to a point now, and like, yeah, this just hits the nail on the head of like we're getting to that point of people do not know what is real and what is AI, and then like. I know I talked to you about it last week or maybe 2 weeks ago, but I had an experience where someone in my life thought something that was AI was real. And I had to like explain to them like, no.
Show them where
it was AI and like, look, this doesn't, the mouth doesn't match what they're saying or, you know, like things. And it was like a very dystopian moment for me. It was like, oh man, like I have to tell them that this isn't a human. And like break that news to them, you know, like it's a weird thing.
I will say to your point. So I just opened up ChatGPT on my phone because I do have the app. I use it periodically. But it did tell me that Synergy Music Studio is a recording facility located on the south side of Chicago, dedicated to capturing and enhancing artists' creative expressions, and they offer a range of services tailored to meet various music and audio needs. So that is all correct.
Yeah,
it is, and. I like the idea of the sticker. I really do. The human author.
Yeah.
I feel like we're doing this the wrong way. I feel like in order to sell a book, say on Amazon, if you're going to sell a book on Amazon that's written by AI, you need to annotate that book was written by AI.
Yeah.
I feel like we're doing it the reverse way here.
Yeah. Well, and they probably did it this way because it's harder to do it that way.
Probably. Yeah.
It's harder to have every AI written, which is unfortunate to say, but it's harder to have every AI written book have the AI stamp. It's more easy to offer it to humans and hope that all humans or like all authors are like, yeah, this is the direction that we want to go in. You know?
Well, so I'll bring this up real quick, and I only have a minute here. But when the wildfires, or I don't even know if they're wildfire, when the fires in Maui happened, like last year, early last year, there's a book on Amazon written by AI about a wildfire outbreak in Maui in the same location, and it was set in 2024.
Interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. So that's why something like the AI sticker I think is important.
Right.
216-859-8699. Let me know what you're reading.
What's the difference between the shirt you're currently wearing and the one that I am? Well, both do their job of concealing us from the outside world and social boundaries. But one little black swoosh makes yours cost nearly double. That red rectangle may not change how warm you are, but it certainly changes the price tag. The truth is, nobody cares about the details. Get to the point with GenericClothes.com. Have a laugh at the big brand clothing company's expense with shirts that simply say sports team, political statement, music band, and more. A shirt for any occasion and the perfect gift. GenericClothes.com.
You can hide behind that commissioner's stuff just so long until I jerk a knot in your ass.
It's a little gay, right?
You know what else is a little
like
gay?
Off
air.
Weekdays, 3 to 4 p.m.
And if you're confident about it, it's 3 to 4 p.m.
Attention, have you or your family members been affected by ESPN and their boring hot takes or their repetitive programming? If so, you are not entitled to compensation, but you may be entitled to join WSRR Radio at 10 a.m. on Mondays to hear new episodes of Cleveland's newest sports talk show, Behind Enemy Lines.
The Rebel Radio Show is live at 5.
Stop saying Daryl the Wild Man Show as if it was like a show that was on it. Well, that's not a thing.
Every Monday on WSRR Radio.
WSRR Star Radio. You've got the Rebel Radio Show back with you live on a Monday evening. If you're joining us live, thanks for listening on the Live 365 app, WSRRradio.com, or I'm sure there's some of you listening at US-radio.com. Yeah. I turned into John F. Kennedy there for a second. I don't know if you caught that.
.com.
A little bit.
.com.
A little bit. That's okay.
And that was just for all the homies out there in Boston, in the Massachusetts area. Except for Mark Wahlberg.
Come on.
Not for him. Not for Marky Mark.
But Ben Affleck.
But Ben Affleck?
Yeah, he's from
Is
Boston.
He?
Yeah.
You know who else from Boston? JC. Not Jesus Christ. John Cena.
West Newbury.
Mass, baby.
Oh my gosh. He raps really good, and he tells me to never give up.
Well, listen. Enough with the serious business. Let's get to the fun stuff.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the death penalty in Japan.
Hell yeah.
Not talking about John Cena, we're talking about Logan Paul.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, baby. Give me the alien hat.
So here's the thing. I stumbled across some information that I thought was interesting this week. And it was the fact that Japan still has the death penalty, and which I think just less than half of our states do. Maybe 23, something like that. 17 maybe. But so Japan as a nation still uses the death penalty, and the way they do it, at least that I saw, isn't lethal injection or the electric chair or anything like that. It is hangings, but it is 3 people, 3 executioners, if you will, that are tasked
27
with,
states.
27?
Yeah.
I was right. No, I said 23, didn't I?
Yeah.
That are tasked with pressing a button. All 3 of these people have a button to press. So none of the 3 knows who's actually triggering the floor to drop out for the execution.
Right.
So they have 3 executioners, and to my knowledge, none of the executioners know who's actually hanging the person.
Yeah.
Which is a crazy concept that they're doing that. Because it really is a firing squad-like concept.
Do you think that like one of them has ever like delayed on pushing it to see
You
if,
have to,
if
right?
they're like not the one, or if they are the one?
Yeah.
You know.
I wonder if the button feels.
I was gonna say, is there
slightly
tension?
different.
There's got to be tension if it's actually doing something.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where like you brought it in, or I forget, someone brought it in, and my first thought was, if they're taking this extreme to like not guilt trip the person doing it, let's just not do the death penalty. Maybe let's
or
just,
like a different way of doing it at the very least.
Yeah, like just a cyanide injection that is not, no one does it. It's just like I think that there's a lot of easier ways to make people feel less guilty about what they're doing, you know?
Do you think anybody on a firing squad has ever like aimed for the knee?
Probably.
So I just want to make sure I'm right. The firing squad method of suicide, or not suicide, of death penalty, the one person is tasked with shooting, right?
Yeah.
At the person, and the rest are either firing blanks or shooting around them.
I thought they were all shooting in the same.
I thought they were all shooting
it was
the same.
this style.
Yeah.
Like,
I thought the firing squad was one person is actually tasked with shooting them.
No, they're
I think they all
They
are.
all just take shots.
Yeah, and so it's like, well,
No one knows who actually,
right,
or all of them did.
right.
Okay. Well, I guess that makes sense.
2 of them did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who
right.
knows?
And listen, when it comes to a public hanging, I don't know if this is public, but when it comes to a hanging, the whole origin of the public hanging was supposed to be so people got the message, right? So you go in an old Western town and there's an outlaw and they hang the outlaw. The whole point of doing the public hanging was so everyone else in the town went, oh, yeah, let's not do what he did.
I don't want to rob the bank. or
Right.
whatever. Yeah.
What good is this? What good is the hanging method if it's not
yeah.
sending a message?
Yeah, right. It is weird. They label it as the execution chamber in Tokyo has a trap door.
The execution chamber.
Execution
What
chamber.
pay-per-view is that?
And a trap door. They have a trap door.
Yeah, they fall to the floor. That's what the button's controlling.
Right, right. It's just wild to me.
Fun fact: in Germany,
Mm-hmm.
an elimination chamber is not called elimination chamber.
It's called
because you can't say chamber.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's called no escape. I think.
That's arguably just as bad.
Yeah, no, it's. I think it's kind of worse. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why elimination chamber will never be hosted in Germany.
Interesting.
Yeah, because it's always been called no escape.
Yeah, you can't say the chamber.
Yeah, because that's most people just call it the chamber,
Right.
which makes it interesting. I'm sure they have German dubbed commentary, but like
Yeah, what do they call it?
Yeah.
Definitely they just don't say that part, you know?
the elimination match,
Yeah.
the no escape match,
The elimination
Cage?
cage. The elimination cage.
the rotunda. I don't know what you want to call it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they still do hangings in Japan. Anonymous 3-man hangings, I guess.
And like we do lethal injection and electrocution, right?
I don't think we even do the chair anymore. I think it's all lethal injection.
I thought they still did electrocutions
I can find out.
in Texas. I could be wrong about that. I thought Texas was old school still. Could be very wrong. But like that just it does seem a little extreme that they would do the trapdoor hanging method. Like you don't got to be doing all that.
Well, from what we looked into it a little bit beforehand, but we looked at crime is punishable by hanging in wherever this is. China?
Yeah.
Japan. And it seems like most of them are like crimes against the government. So if they're hanging them, they could very well be making a point. Like, hey, don't do these crimes against the government or you will be hanged.
Here's
Hang on, sorry. 2 side notes real quick, just because I looked up if lethal injection is the only form used. And this isn't even AI. This is just the featured article, and it's from the Supreme Court. But it doesn't answer the question. It says the primary means of execution in the United States have been hangings, electrocution, the gas chamber, firing squad, and lethal injection.
Jeez.
The Supreme Court has never found a method of execution to be unconstitutional. So you could legally do any of them if you have a state with the death penalty. However, the last the last execution, was January 16th of 2021.
I remember hearing
Why
about
do we
that.
have such a long list of death row inmates and the last one was 2021? Why is this such a long process?
They're hanging them out. They're just letting them chill out.
Maybe Japan's got it right after all.
Here are the offenses punishable by death.
Yeah.
in
Let's see
Japan.
how right they have it.
So ringleadership of insurrection can't do insurrection.
Yeah.
In,
They're pretty communist over there, so.
inducement of foreign aggression.
Sure.
Participation of foreign military forces against Japan. Arson. To inhibited structures. Destruction by explosion. Damage to inhibited structures.
Oh.
Overturn of railroad train.
Okay, hang on. Let's stop right there real quick.
Yeah, we went through a couple big ones.
There's a
couple
gambit.
Yeah. So the first couple
were like, okay, if you're exhibiting government insurrection, if you're
Right.
plotting to overthrow the government or working for a
Right.
foreign military against us,
we're
going to execute you.
Valid.
Okay.
That's fair. That seems
Okay.
it's intense, but that's fair.
I understand where they're coming from. If you happen to damage a building,
Yeah, arson? Like, I mean, I get it. Burning something down is bad. But, like, is it the same?
and that's not even saying like death caused by arson. That's just the crime of
Yeah.
arson.
If you burn down a garage or
Yeah.
something like that.
And there happens to be someone in the garage at the time.
I don't
Even
even-
if they get out.
I don't even think
Well, it
that-
says inhabited.
Oh, okay.
So
okay,
someone
okay.
had to be there.
I see, right.
But it doesn't say they have to necessarily die from arson,
I see.
which is crazy. But there's also one right after that that says damage to an inhabited structure or something, right?
Yeah, damage to inhabited structure. Example by inundation. I don't know what that means.
Oh, I don't know what that one is.
Overturn of railroad train resulting in death is a weird one.
I guess you're causing death.
How do you overturn a railroad train?
Steal the track.
Endangerment of traffic resulting in death? That seems a bit...
I can at least understand where they're coming from if it results in death.
Yeah.
Because that's the whole eye for an eye thing, right?
Right.
I can at least understand the thought process there. I'm still stuck up on arson.
Yeah. Addition of poisonous materials into the water main resulting in death. If you
Not poisoning the water hole.
If you poison the water hole, you're dying in Japan.
What, you better stay out of Japan.
Homicide, robbery resulting in death, including murder on occasion of the robbery, the R word and robbery resulting in death, illegal use of explosives, duel and homicide. So if you have a gun duel with someone, they're killing you.
I think that one's unreasonable. I think that one shouldn't be on the list. Japan. For someone who was feudal Japan at one point.
Let them duel.
Let them duel.
Number 15 is...
Hang on, does the duel one specifically say firearm or just duel?
Duel and homicide.
Oh, buddy, if we're having a sword fight to the death in Japan, we both signed up for this.
Yeah, right.
There should be no punishment.
Causing aircraft crash. So
many people would be screwed this past week. So many people would be screwed in Japan.
What is a seizure of aircraft? Oh, like taking it over?
Yeah.
Okay.
You thought someone was just having a fit on the plane?
The plane was seizing up.
Shaking? Turbulence?
Yeah, turbulence. No turbulence. It's
having
death
a seizure
penalty.
on an aircraft.
Homicide of a hostage. Homicide of committed organized crime. And then piracy resulting in death. What kind of piracy results in death?
That's my question. Are you making a smut film?
Yeah, right.
Well, it's not called. It's a... What's it? Snuff film.
Yeah.
Smut film was a different film.
Yep.
Yeah, buddy.
But, I mean, if it results in death, you're still getting it wrong.
Yeah.
How does piracy result in death?
Yeah, it's a weird one.
You wouldn't steal a life.
There's a couple on here that are like a lot of them make sense, and it's like, okay, yeah, sure. Some of them though are like a little again, okay, arson. I didn't understand that it was inhibited structures, meaning like somebody lived there or something like that. I guess that makes a little bit more sense. If you burn down someone's house, it is a bit extreme.
Oh,
but I bet they have less arson in Japan.
Yeah,
wrong
probably.
piracy. They're talking pirates.
I don't think that's piracy.
That's what it's saying. Like
the
hijacking.
lo-fi pirate.
Are we sure about that?
I think any kind of piracy is piracy, whether it's internet or on land or by sea. Matey.
By land or by sea.
By land or by sea.
If you're pirating movies off the internet or you're hijacking a ship in Somalia, Japan is not standing for it.
They will kill you.
Yeah.
They will kill your ass dead.
Well, this is good to know because we shit on Japan a couple of times for being uwu nation.
Overturn a railroad is a weird, seems like
resulting in death though.
Yeah, but it just seems a little specific. It seems like someone
Who did it?
Someone turned over a train at some point.
Japan
and killed
is
someone.
really blood for blood.
Someone sat there and we have to have a precedent for this. You have to be the example.
Basically, it's just like if you killed anyone in any way, we will kill you again. Or we will kill you
again,
back.
Twice.
We will kill you back.
We will kill you and bring you back to life and kill you again.
Double kill.
Straight
we will double
up
kill
homicide was on there. Like
Yeah. Duel and homicide.
If you kill somebody in America, you very well could live.
I wonder if that means.
I think more times than not, you live.
Yeah.
I wonder if that means like duel singularly and homicide singularly. So like even if you're caught dueling out in the streets
And like haven't got to a conclusion yet.
yeah, right. You're still
That
mid
sucks.
duel.
Probably because it says duel and homicide,
Yeah.
not duel resulting in
If
homicide.
if the Japanese police come up to me and they're like, are you dueling? I'm like, I'm in the progress of it.
You can't
Not
have
yet. Yeah.
And they
Can't
say-
intervene
They
yet.
say, that's it. Give me 3 bystanders.
No
We're going to the
lightsaber.
buttons.
No lightsaber fights.
Yeah, what if they just catch you sword fighting and you're not like actually dueling to the death?
You're just
sword
They'll
fighting
probably
with your
stop
bro.
you. They'll probably stop you. I do think it is really wild. I don't know if you guys have seen any of it.
Duels?
But in like Britain, they'll like because guns are outlawed, they just carry around machetes and will have like machete fights in the street. Gangs will have like full ass machete fights
Are
in
you
chicken shop.
serious?
Yeah,
Yes.
straight up. Yeah.
So it's actually a thing in
Yeah.
What a worthless fucking nation.
Yeah, it's a thing in Great Britain. They'll have like
Fuck
machete
Britain,
fights.
dude. I fucking hate them.
It's really
British
funny to watch like
rappers literally use like sword sounds in their
Oh
songs
my
when
God.
American rappers use guns.
yeah. Because it's a real thing. Like you
Mhm.
can watch like CCT footage of like a duel breaking out in the middle of the mall or something like that because they have machetes instead of guns.
That's hilarious. Well, I know like gangs carry around knives and shit in the UK. I know about machete. That sounds like a cartel thing.
No, they'll like full blown be wearing like baggy jeans or something and pull out a full like it's not huge, but it's a
They're
machete.
comical.
Yeah.
I'm not intimidated.
And you can hear like the sink.
They
It's
unsheath a fucking machete on me.
seriously, it's really
I'm like,
funny.
you going on a safari there, bruv?
Dude, they're fighting. They're dueling to the death.
What a fucking wacky nation.
I know, man.
They're the one that the cops carry billy clubs, right?
I think.
They don't carry guns.
Yeah.
The police carry
I
guns
thought
in
that
the UK.
was
No.
no, they don't. But
I think they have
Billy
like
Clubs is in Canada, isn't it?
I think
Mounties carry guns,
Oh, do
don't they?
I don't know.
Aren't Mounties the only ones that can carry guns?
I don't know. I think in
I'll look it
the
up.
UK they have like a special force that can come out with guns. And that's it.
Like when you try and take down the queen?
Yeah.
You
That's
would know.
crazy.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
We don't talk about that.
I just think it's interesting. All of these other ones specify death. Even the dual one specifies death,
Yeah.
but not arson. Arson does not specify that someone has to die for you to go
Yeah,
to the
right.
hangings, to the
Right.
gallows.
As long as you light it on fire.
Yeah.
And
they
somebody
won't
was
get you.
in the building or in the structure.
You
that
can
lit on
argue that it
fire.
was like a mechanical fire. I didn't do it.
Yeah.
But then if they're like, well,
Mounties do carry guns.
Seizure of an aircraft. That's a good one. Again, resulting in death. It is very strange that all of these are just resulting in death.
So, is this mandated in Japan?
Probably.
Like you will get the death penalty? There's
Most
no
likely.
Probably.
court?
Probably. I would
Right?
have to.
Because they're
these are-
communists?
yeah, these are all just part of their penal code.
I mean,
so yeah.
There's
That's
literally
fair.
19 points they have laid out that says if you do these, you
Clear as day, we will get
Yeah.
you. We're gonna get you.
I still think dueling. If I was in China, I wouldn't really have a right to protest the government. I'm surprised that's not on there.
Yeah.
But I'd be protesting dueling. I think that one solves itself. I really do.
Let them duel.
I think dueling is about as
You
simple
see-
of a result as you can get.
You see two dudes dueling in the street, but then a cop pulls up with their billy club. You say, "Oh, brovs, stand back!"
What's the punishment for having a firearm in the UK?
Probably
Death?
Probably way bigger.
pistol whip.
What are they gonna do? What are they gonna do? Run
can't
up with
shoot
you with their
ya.
little bats?
Can't shoot you. That's true. They probably all have bulletproof vests on still, though, because they know that people can still get guns. I would assume, at least, and I feel like it'd be smart if you're just like a regular police officer in Britain, still have a bulletproof vest on, probably.
Maybe.
Because then if someone even tries to like machete you, they can't machete you.
That's fair, I guess. Are they probably not labeled bulletproof? Maybe like
Just Teflon or whatever.
The possession of any type of firearm without a certificate is a maximum of 14 years in prison.
Damn.
And an unlimited fine.
Charge you 15 quintillion.
Doesn't matter. It's all fake money.
It's quid.
It's all fake money.
Quid bro.
It don't really matter.
The Queen's change. That's what they call it over there.
The Queen's change.
No, they say the Queen's change.
I don't think they do.
They do.
If you laugh at their little monopoly money, they threaten you with a pocket knife.
Their money is like 3D. It's like it has like holographs in it.
Our money's 3D. No. It exists in the third dimension.
No.
Yes, it does.
No, theirs has like holographs in it. Like the baseball cards where you like move
Our
it.
money is still 3D.
Nope.
Yep.
so does Canada's money.
No.
You ever flip a coin? That's 3 dimensions right there. You ever fold a dollar bill?
You ever flip a dollar? You can't. Dummy.
I will flip a dollar right now, Shane.
You don't know. You don't have a dollar to flip.
Don't laugh at my poverty.
Nobody can see. He's not flipping a dollar. Didn't even flip. He's crumpling up paper.
I flipped it.
You didn't do anything.
It flipped.
No.
You're blind.
No.
You know what else? Being
What?
blind in Japan?
Death.
Death penalty, buddy. But my other point with this is, do you think it's hard to get the 3 volunteers? Because they're doing it so no one knows who
Are
the
they
executioner
volunteers?
is.
I don't think they're volunteers. I think they're probably government workers.
You can volunteer, at least in America, I'm pretty sure you can volunteer to be the executioner.
That's great. I doubt that.
Like, I think you can go through a process to be approved to be an executioner.
So apply.
Me?
No,
Or you?
I'm saying, so you mean there's an application process?
Yeah.
Like a
But
job?
like, you're not hired. You don't get paid for it.
I think that you do. I would assume that you
I
get
don't
paid
think
as
you
an
do.
executioner. I would, if I kill someone for the government and they don't pay me,
If you're by trade
I'm
an
suing.
executioner, then maybe you get paid. If you went through the proper schooling and you got your executioner's license and you're licensed to execute, then maybe you'll get paid.
Maybe.
But I think if you're an amateur executioner at best,
damn. So at least this is in America. Of course it is. The doctors receive $15,000 fee for each execution with additional payments for participating.
that
in
is a lethal injection execution. Though.
Yeah.
That's a doctor who has to administer it. I'm talking if we're doing hangings or if we're flipping the switch on a chair.
Who's the hangman?
I'm pretty sure you can be the hangman.
I don't think
you could be Adam Page.
I don't know if you could be the hangman.
Well, let me tell you something. Go ahead and guess a letter.
P.
Nope, no P's. That's
V.
one, buddy. No V's either.
Volunteer to
you really want to.
executioner. I want to sign up.
I want to sign up. You're gonna have to wait a long time.
Uh,
There have been at least 150 documented cases of execution volunteers.
I think those are people who are saying, "I want to be executed." Like, I'll take it. Yeah.
I think you're right, actually. These are people who opted for capital punishment.
Yeah. In capital punishment, a volunteer is a person who wishes for the death sentence.
Is that suicide? Is that considered suicide?
That's really disappointing. Yeah, it is. 110%.
This is really taking the L.
Yeah.
You're like,
yeah.
you know what?
You got me. You
It
got
was me. I'm going to be
Yeah.
honest, guys. Just fucking toss me in the ground.
Flip that switch.
Just
I'm
fucking
ready.
Juice me up, buddy. I'll get the vein for
Amp
you.
me up.
I'm seeing that most executioners are the CO or the warden.
That's what I would figure. Probably like the warden. They put on the big black mask.
Do you think they still do that?
No.
Well, because they don't. They do lethal injection now. I think the doctor shows up dressed like the Zodiac killer.
I think even in like electrocutions, it's probably just like there's a door and like there's a door separating the switch.
I'm not
and
saying
the
they
chair.
can see you. I'm just saying for theatrics. You think the warden would like, ooh,
He's gonna be like,
comes out of the Undertaker's
5,
Yeah.
4, 4.
Yeah.
I'm going to kill you today.
Walks down like the death penalty row.
It's character work.
It
in the
is.
He's building
It
a
is.
story, guys.
Yeah.
Look
Yeah.
about the storytelling for the execution.
If I'm ever on death row, I do want there to be really good storytelling.
You want there to be the executioner
And good
Yeah.
food.
Yeah,
If
and good food.
If I just see the warden, what was it for?
That is a crazy thing that they give you your last meal.
I don't think we should do that.
I don't think that we should either. I think it's a really dumb thing.
Why are you
Like,
getting rewarded?
I think it's like a slice of humanity for this person who's about to die, but it's kind of like, well, they did something really bad and they're going to the death penalty. Like
You're getting the maximum punishment.
we all agree communally that this person did a very bad thing, so much so that we voted for him to die.
But anyway,
Don't give him cake.
let me go get some lobster for you.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
Oi, matey. Lobster.
Yeah.
That's what I would say if I was on death row.
Well, let me ask you this:
Go ahead, ask me.
if you got the chance to don the executioner robe,
I'd be
I'm not saying you have to see anyone.
I'd be
Just
so
saying.
hyped.
Yeah, would you be hyped?
No.
If the warden showed up at your house with a robe in hand, he said, "Shane, we're
It's
calling
your
on
time.
you."
It's like jury duty.
Yeah.
It's your time.
Random selection
You
executioner.
are the executioner now.
You know what, Japan? I solved your issue. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
Random jury duty executioner.
You want the death penalty? You guys voted for this? You got to
You got to carry it out.
You got to do it.
Yeah.
You're pushing that
You're
fucking
calling
button.
off work today.
Yeah.
You're
Sorry.
taking a man's life.
Yeah.
And then you can't like morally question it because it's just
Yeah,
everybody's done
you're
it.
paying into the system.
Right.
Yeah.
You pay your taxes, you might kill someone.
216-859-8699. Let me know if you dress up to be the executioner. Let me know if you're donning the Zodiac killer robe.
Yeah, buddy.
Of course, this is the Rebel Radio Show. We're live every Monday right here at 5 p.m. Eastern on WSRR Radio, your home for saving the underground music scene, playing live and local music 24/7, 365, along with a variety of shows like Shaney is Off Air.
That is the truth.
You get the Pigeonhole at 4 p.m. Eastern, and you get the Rebel Radio Show at 5. Of course, you have your morning drive as well. That's music interviews and the grab bag, and Behind Enemy Lines, your Cleveland sports show from Pittsburgh with Lucas DeRazio and Dom Farrell. And then at 10 p.m. Eastern every weekday, you get True Vault Escapades, your Fallout-based radio drama, right here on WSRR. For full showtime schedules and more, WSRRradio.com is your homepage. You can also join the Discord server from there. Join us in a bunch of different categories where we can talk about conspiracies, or memes, or Spider-Man, or Marvel, or wrestling. Whole bunch of stuff on WSRRradio.com. Go to the Discord server there. And of course, thank you again to Synergy Music Studio out of Chicago, GenericClothes.com, and Hellbender Vinyl for supporting WSRR Radio. If you're listening live on this Monday, remember you can take us with you anywhere you go with the Live 365 app. And until next time, I've been Radio's Rebel DJ Style. To my right, Shinny.
Bye, everyone.
On the board is Jules.
Adios.
Until next time, it's lights out.